Hi guys, good morning. How are you all doing? It's been a little while since I've made a video, and I just want to take this time out to check in. We're almost at the ending of December, and it has been a year, right? I know you can agree. And I've been working on some contents. I believe one of them was almost finished, and I lost everything that I was working on. So that kind of put me in a state of, I wouldn't say depression. It's just that you put all your effort and time into this piece, and then to lose all the information, you have to start back from scratch. And I haven't gotten discouraged to the point that I will not resume creating that content, but I have to try and get back my bearings, and start working on it. And so this is a short video, just checking in to see how y'all doing. The kids are doing fine, and they were also sick too. In fact, Shamir is currently sick for the past 2 weeks. He has been under the weather with I think it's some type of cold, and I'm keeping him meds up, vitamins, and so on. So all of those things kind of come in play with me not being able to create a content as yet. But we can't lose hope, or I can't lose hope. I just have to keep on keeping on. Kids are in school. This is the final week of school, and then they're gonna go on winter break. So everything is kind of busy. You're trying to get stuff prepared for the holiday, as well as you're trying to attend to the children, and that can be time consuming, right? And that's just where my focus is on right now, getting them well throughout this time, because we're in Florida, and we've been having a lot of rain. This day we're having rain, and then another time we're having a cold front. So we kind of have a bipolar weather here in Florida. And so the kids are kind of well and then sick, and well and then sick, and you can't keep up. So just trying to get them well enough so that they can function. So this is the final week of school, and then they're going to be on holiday for like 2 weeks. So I'm not even sure what I'm going to be doing for those 2 weeks with them, because I will be working, and so will my husband Sean. We will both be working, so we kind of have to factor in not only that they're going to be at home, but some stuff that they can do that would be fun, like say on the weekends that I don't have to work, or weekdays that I don't have to work, just to get them kind of in the holiday spirit, and also to get them some relaxation and fun time, because in 2 weeks they're back to school, and we have those things in mind. So what are your plans for the holiday? What are you doing with your children, whether they're special needs or not? You can let me know. You can comment on the video just to let me know what kind of plans you have. Wherever you are, what do you have in mind for them? For me, I can take them to the park for them to just express some energy, and also we have some playgrounds here, indoor playgrounds. My children, they like to do that. They like to jump on the trampoline, especially Shamir and Shade. They like that. I don't know. I think it has some sensory thing to it for them to jump on the trampoline. And so I'm just going to have them do that. I know they really, really enjoy doing that. A matter of fact, they try to jump on the couch at home. They try to jump on the beds. So that's kind of their favorite activity. And so I'm going to incorporate that within that 2 weeks break. And if the weather will permit, then we'll probably take them to like a water park. You have some of the parks here in Florida that you have you have water sprouts and so on, and so they can actually play in the play area and be sprinkled with water and so on, just to keep them cool. And my kids love water, and so that will also be a fun activity for them. And of course, they are looking forward to their gifts. Shade is 3 years old, so she's kind of learning now about Christmas, and she's, I believe, appreciating Christmas, and she's making associations with the Christmas tree, Christmas decorations, and Christmas songs. You're hearing her singing Jingle Bell, Jingle All the Way, and she's, singing all sorts of Christmas carols. And when she hears you singing, she's kind of alarmed and looking at you like, oh my God, you know that song too? And so, this is a great time for her, because she is learning to make associations, and she's learning to I wouldn't say appreciate to an extent, but in her little mind, she kind of can put 2 and 2 together. And so I put up a Christmas tree. I didn't put up one last year because I took a break from it, because I felt like, they were always on the tree, the Shimmy and Shade, always taking off the ornaments and messing with the decorations and so on. And I'm like, this is pointless. This is not working out. And so last year was like, okay, I'm not gonna do a Christmas tree. In fact, I just put a pepper light up around one of the doors, and I turn it on in the night, and so they kind of like that. And so this year, it was because of my eldest child, Faith. When I told her I wasn't going to put up the Christmas tree, and she was like, Mommy, why aren't you putting up the Christmas tree? Then I said, okay, I'm going to put it up, and then I'm going to have you being in charge of the Christmas tree, so you'll ensure that your siblings are not messing with the ornaments and so on. And I did, but they are still messing with them, but I think to a lesser extent, because I think they kind of like having the tree up, and I will plug it in at night, and they like to see the pretty lights and so on. And yeah, just that for them, because their full understanding of Christmas, I don't think it's there as yet. And for us, we try to ensure that, especially for me, I try to ensure that I'm not caught up with, buying of gifts and putting up decorations and so on. Even though you like to see all of the pretty lights and so on, I'm trying not to get caught up in all of that. So I have to remind myself that, the reason for the season is not to spend exorbitant amount of money on gifts and so on, but rather to, create that awareness that, Jesus is the reason for the season. That's what we believe in. It's a period where the Lord Jesus was born, and that's what I try to instill in the children, especially my eldest, Faith. Don't get caught up with the whole lights and decorations and so on, but rather, kind of direct your focus on the true reason for the season. So while you do all of that, you're not only doing that, but you're also, ensuring that you recognize what it is that we're celebrating. And, that's basically it for me during the holiday season. And so I want to just ensure that the kids, they are being loved, they have an environment where, you know, they can appreciate that. I never had that as a child. I don't even remember having any Christmas decorations or any Christmas tree or anything like that. But I think when I was like a teen, almost an adult, I came to the States to visit my mom in New York, and it was during the winter season. So it was Christmas time, and that was my first real Christmas. That was like in 2000 and probably 2007 or somewhere thereabout. But that was my first time of having a real Christmas, where I had the big Christmas trees and all the gifts. You know, you wake up Christmas morning and the gifts are under the tree with your name on it, and you know, it was awesome. It was awesome, and I like that. Also, I want the kids to have that experience, not when they're old, but you know, while they're young, growing up, and they can remember that, hey, I remember the Christmas tree, I remember getting gifts, I remember mom telling me stories, Christmas stories, and me just, you know, having fun and so on. And so that's kind of the awareness that I want to create with the children. And also, you know, getting them prepared for school next year. That's also something on my list. You know, it's a new year. It's a new time of, you know, opportunities and so on. And it kind of dawned on me, I believe, on last week. I was saying to myself, oh, January is my daughter's birthday. That's Faith. And I'm like, oh, so her birthday is in January and it's in the year 2024. And then I'm like, so every year that Faith has a birthday, it's a new year. And I was gonna speak to her just to let her know that, you know, it's a blessing to, one, look forward to your birthday and to experience a new year all at the same time. And so we just have to be grateful to God for his many blessings, especially to live to see another birthday. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, you know, what do you do when it is that you feel like the stresses of life, they are too much, they are overbearing, and there's just a lot of things that you're dealing with? What it is that you do, because it's a natural feeling to feel overwhelmed when you're having a lot of things dealing with, especially being a mom of special needs children. It takes a lot, and I find that I internalize a lot of things because oftentimes I feel that, why do you even need to talk about it if no one is listening? Why you need to talk about it? So you feel like a broken record, in other words. So you're speaking about the same issue, or you're speaking about how you feel, and no one is listening. What do you do in instances like that? And, you know, for the past month or so, I'm kind of in a mood. I wouldn't say it's a depressed mood. It's just a mood that you kind of step back and you're letting things just happen. Because if you're always in a situation where you're always working, you're always doing stuff to make things go along, you're gonna get tired, you're gonna get overwhelmed, right? And it is necessary that you realize the period in which you are feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling tired and frustrated, right? And in those instances, you kind of rally on your support. Who is your support? Do you have friends? Do you have family? Do you have like an external support system? And for children on the spectrum, there are resources out there that can be beneficial to you. And I mentioned in my previous video that you have certain resources, certain communities that you can reach out to, like support system, for example. One parent to another, you can meet together, you can talk about what you're feeling, and of course that person will be understanding because they are experiencing the same thing that you are experiencing. And likewise for children, for you to reach out to children who are, for people rather who have children such as you, they get to work together. They get to socialize more in their own way. They get to socialize more, and it creates an environment where they have like an inclusive environment, and that's important for them because they have issues with socializing. And so the kids are bonding, parents are bonding, parent to parent or grandparent to grandparent. They are bonding and they are getting their issues heard, or their concerns heard. And this is very, very important. Do you have a group that you can talk to, a girls group or a parents group? This is important that you kind of reach out and form, not necessarily form, but join. There are several groups. If you're on Facebook have a lot of groups for autism, children on the spectrum, or whatever disability your child or family members may have. They have different groups. You can reach out, join one of those groups. You don't have to say anything, but just you'll realize how much people are having the same issues like you. You may be having issues at school with your child if they're in the public system, and someone may be having the same issue, and them making a post kind of give you information as to what next that you should do. And so, no man is an island, no man stands alone, right? Each one builds one, and each one, we need each other to survive. We may think that we are good all by ourselves, but trust me, being a parent with children on the autism spectrum, you need people, right? You need people who are going through the same issue as you. You don't need people who are going to be judgmental, because there are lots of them out there. You have lots of them in your family. You have lots of them who say they are friends to you. But as soon as you have a kid who's on the autism spectrum or any form of disability, that's when you're going to know who is your friend, who is your true family, because not because your blood family means that they have your concerns at heart. You have some people who have kids on the spectrum and they don't have any support at all. And yes, they have family, close family living in close proximity, but they just don't want to deal with you or your children. And I know it can be a lot dealing with these children. However, if you have a good support system, it is more than enough. There was, I think in the news like a month ago here in South Florida, a mother, she had 2 kids on the spectrum, autism spectrum. And you know what she did? You may have heard. She killed her children and then killed herself, right? She killed her children and she killed herself. And nobody knows what's the real situation as to what caused her to kill the kids. But I can understand is that when you are overwhelmed to that extent, you don't have a family support, or any form of support, you don't know what you'll do, because there are times I get so overwhelmed. I need a break from everybody I may need a break from. And what do I do in that case? Oftentimes it's just me and my husband. So then in that case, we have to correlate with each other. Okay, you keep the kids in the morning, let me go so and so, or I have here to go, can you keep the kids in the morning? I'll keep them in the night. So when you go out in the morning, because you don't have the kids, you're relieved from the kids at that time, you do something relaxing for yourself. You go have lunch and just relax and unwind. You watch a movie, just sitting down and just observing nature. That is relaxing, or that can be relaxing. If you find that going on the beach helps you in that way, then go on the beach. Do something relaxing for yourself, because trust me, it gets overwhelming and stress takes a toll on you. And eventually stress affects your mental health. Stress affects your physical health. And you don't want that. You don't want no high blood pressure. And, stress is a precursor for a lot of diseases in the body. And, we try to decrease our stress level by looking on the things that are stressors, right? The children may be stressors, but what can you do about that? Because you're always going to have your kids. But what you can do is to just incorporate some relaxation techniques, taking time out for yourself, doing things that you love that makes you relaxed, and just work with what you have. If it is that it's you and your husband, and you have a supportive husband, you can work it out where they have the kids sometimes and you have the kids sometimes, just to create a balance and to create some sense of relaxation on both ends, right? If it is that you have family members, try and incorporate them in caring for the children. If it is that they don't understand how to deal with your children and you feel like they're going to be abusive, then by all means, don't go there. But there are external resources that I encourage you to reach out to, because they're there to help you. So about a couple months ago, I got my children in a program, and it's like a community center where I can take my kids like on the weekends or weekdays, whichever one it is that they're approved for. And say on the weekend, they are approved for the weekend, then they will go there from 9 until 5. So it's 9 a.m. I get them ready quickly. We drive them there. If my husband is available to drive them in the morning, he will drive them in the morning, because oftentimes he works on a Saturday at night. And so I will have him drive them in the morning to drop them, and then I will go and pick them up in the evening. And so that gives us, both of us, a long stretch of day where we can do whatever. We can chill at home. I'm upstairs watching my programs that I love. He's downstairs watching his program, or we're getting caught up on doing some chores. We're doing laundry. We're kind of cleaning up and straightening up so that by the time the kids come, everything is together. And so it is that I am super grateful for this organization that has helped me in this regard. And, it provides me an opportunity. If it's twice per month, then I know I'm looking forward to those 2 Saturdays per month where I can get some relaxation in. And there may be other resources out there, or they are. You have certain camps for children on the spectrum. You have different types of therapy, like the horseback therapy they have. You can get them involved in a lot of stuff. And for persons who live in Broward County, you have other resources out there that it can be you may be able to pay, or it may be funded by scholarships and someone. You just go out and check your information. and see what is affordable to you, and you can go that route. But again, we ought to be doing something for our mental health. It is very, very important. Very, very important. For the past couple of days, I noticed I've been having headaches, and I wouldn't even say it's because of the kids or anything like that, but you know, you are dealing with a lot of things even when you don't think that you're dealing with a lot of things. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So for me, I'm a thinker. I'm always running like 1,000 thoughts in my mind. If you would count all of them for the day, trust me, they are a lot. I'm always thinking ahead. I'm thinking about the next step. What is it that I'm going to do? What is it that I need to do? I'm always thinking about, oh, the kids need this, the kids need that. Oh, I need to stock up on stuff in the refrigerator. Oh, the kids need diaper. Oh, the kids need juice, they need milk. And so I know that a lot of us as women, we take on these things because, yes, we are supposed to be the ones who are keeping the house and so on. And so we take on these responsibilities, or we take on these stressors, right? And we may think that we're not stressed, but we are stressed, we are tensed, and we are always overworked mentally and physically. You go to work, you come home, and you still have to work at home, right? You still have to be tending to the kids. You still have to be ensuring things are in place for not only your kids, but for your family, your husband, and all of that. And so you're thinking of, oh, what am I going to prepare for dinner? What am I going to do for this, that, and whatever else? And so it is that you overwork yourself mentally. And for me, I've been having this headache for a couple of days, and so I'm kind of running through my mind, what is it that I am stressing about? What is it that I'm thinking about? And it goes back to when I just started this video, when I mentioned that I'm kind of in a mood where I'm just kind of letting things go or play out in front of me, because I've been working mentally. I've been pushing physically, and it's like my body is saying, slow down, stop, take a breath, relax. And so it is that I'm doing this kind of impromptu video just to, you know, I haven't done a video in about a month or so, but it's kind of that mood that I'm in, that, you know, take a step back, relax, breathe, and let things play out, right? And that is also necessary for your mental health, because you have to listen to your body. You can't be pushing. You're not listening to your body. You're gonna have a mental breakdown, or your body's gonna get sick. You're gonna start having all sorts of flu and cold and all of those things, because you've been overworked mentally, physically. And so it is that in this season, I'm encouraging you, relax, do something that will cause you to unwind mentally. Do one activity with the children over this holiday. You know, be responsible, drink responsible, be safe, you know, because you have a lot of craziness out there. And, you know, just unwind and do something for you. Do something for you that will benefit you, right? We've been doing all the things for our children and our family and so on. But if you're not well, then you can't be well for anybody else, right? And so you have to fix you first. Have you ever been on an airplane, and when they're giving that introduction at the beginning of the flight, and you know, they said that if you encounter any difficulty and that oxygen mask is dropped, you would want to give your children the oxygen first, because that's a natural instinct as a mother, right? But they say that you should give yourself the oxygen first. And why is it that you have to give yourself the oxygen first? Because you have to get enough oxygen for yourself so that you can give it to the child. Next, you're well enough, you're well oxygenated, so you can now give the kid or the child or whoever else is with you oxygen, so you can be well enough for them. And so it is that, you know, I'm encouraging you to do something for yourself, something that will make you well mentally, physically, and then you'll be well enough to tend to your children. So I'm looking forward to creating more content, just to, you know, share my experiences with autism, sharing my experiences with dealing with children on the autism spectrum or the disability, any form of disability. How do you deal with them? I'm just sharing my personal experiences, and I wish for you a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Until then, okay, this is Autism Speaks. Are you listening? See you then. Bye.